Well, this here is a car which doesn't need any introduction, but I'll still give it one. This is the Maruti Dzire, and it is the default choice for a lot of car buyers in the entry compact sedan segment, and it's also one of the best selling cars in India of all time. It is always in the top 3 or 4 cars in the monthly sales figure list, so it really is a bumper hit for Maruti Suzuki. And what makes it such a hit, I'll tell that to you in today's video. I'll let you know what it's like to drive, what it's like to sit in, and what is it in terms of the quality as well as the boot space and the other things which I always mention in my video review. So stay tuned for the next 7 or 8 minutes and I'll tell you all about the Maruti Suzuki Dzire. So here I'm inside the Maruti Dzire now, and the dashboard of this car is identical to the one on the Swift. The only difference is that unlike the Swift, which is all black, this one uses beige, a little bit of forward as well as black. So this beige color definitely livens up the interior. This particular car that I'm sitting in is the VXI version of the car. It's not the top of the line ZXI, so it doesn't have that fancy touchscreen system which that car offers. That said, the stereo quality, the sound quality is quite good, and this is also a decent system to operate. Now in terms of the equipment list, you get 2 airbags as well as ABS as standard right across the range. And the seat fabric over here, this one is also not the original fabric. This is of course a seat cover, but that doesn't really take away anything from the seat comfort, because the seats are supreme in terms of comfort. You get excellent cushioning for your under thigh, excellent cushioning for your lower back, and these seats on the Dzire are by far the best on any car in this segment. What's also nice about the car is the look and feel of the gauges, and the overall design is very sporty as well. So I think this cabin has one of the best designs in this segment. If you agree with me, let me know in the comments below, and even if you don't, you can let me know and tell me which car do you think has the best design in terms of the interior design by clicking over here on the pop-out banner and voting over there. In terms of overall quality, it is at par with other rivals. It's neither above them, neither below them. It is at par with them, so it is a decent car in terms of quality as well. So let's jump in the back seat and see if that is any good, or is it better than its rivals. Now let's jump in the back seat and see how good they are. Here I'm in the back seat of the Dzire, and as you can see, knee room is quite sufficient. Headroom also is more than sufficient. Now my height for reference is 5'10", and I always adjust the front seat for my height and my driving position. So if your driver is 5'10" or even 5'11", you'll be quite okay in these seats. In fact, you'll be more than okay, because not only is the space quite good, the seat comfort is also very good. Strong support for your under thighs, very good support for your lower back, and you also get a central armrest here on which you can sit and relax. You also get your own AC vents at the back. Now the throw of air isn't very strong, but at least they're there, and you also get a tray where you can keep the mobile phone, and there's also a 12-volt charging point in case you're someone who's always on his mobile device and wants it to be juiced up all the time. Essentially, a nice car for the back seat. I'll give it a strong score of 8 out of 10, especially if you consider that the compact dimensions of this car really offer you very limited space. So Maruti really has carved out space in the back without any problem whatsoever. Let's see how big the boot of this car really is. Well, so the boot on the Dzire is pretty good in isolation. It's a nice and spacious boot. There's also plenty of place in the corners where Maruti has carved out space. So if you are someone who enjoys a game of golf, you can easily chuck in that golf bag. Even if you're someone who goes for that cricket practice and wants to put his kid in this car, it will not be any issues at all. The only issue is that the aperture isn't very wide. It's not very big. So if you have a big carton to load in, that might be a bit tricky, especially if you buy a geyser and you want to load it in the carton, because you don't want to take it out because that'll null the warranty. So if you are someone who wants to do that, that might be a bit tricky, but in isolation, a nice and spacious boot, especially considering the compact dimensions of this car. Well, so here I am driving the Dzire. Now remember, this car uses the same platform as the Swift, so in terms of driving dynamics, it is a sensational car. The chassis is very dynamic, it changes directions very quickly. The steering wheel is nice and accurate and very agile. but it's also very light. So if you're not a keen driver, you just want to drive for the sake of driving and getting from point A to point B, even for you, it is a nice car. And along with the steering wheel, what's also light is the clutch and the gearbox, because the gearbox is a nice, slick and very accurate unit. So these are things which make it a good car for people to drive in the city. For the highway also, it is quite decent, and ride comfort is quite good till you keep it till about 100 kph. After that, the steering wheel becomes a little light, the car also feels a little light, and you might feel a little nervous after 110, 120 kph. But on most Indian highways, speed limits are limited to about 80 or 90 kph. So for highways, for speed limits, it is quite a decent car. Today we are driving the 1.2 petrol. We will not focus on the 1.3 because the 1.3 diesel will be out very soon. From April 2020 you can't buy that car, so we're focusing on the 1.2 petrol. And I have to say that this is the benchmark in this segment for sheer drivability. It's a very responsive engine. Not only is it a very responsive engine, it's also a very refined engine. When you start off from cold and when you're driving it, or when you stand at a red light, you won't be able to tell if it's on or off. You might just turn the ignition key on by mistake thinking it's off. It is that quiet. I'm not exaggerating in the least, and I'm sure you'll agree with me once you drive this car. Take a test drive.
Overall, the Maruti Dzire comes across as a very strong all-rounder. It offers you a roomy cabin, the long list of features. It also offers you a large enough boot within compact dimensions, and all this comes at a competitive price along with good fuel economy. Being a Maruti means the resale values will be very strong, and all this makes the Dzire a very strong all-rounder and a car you should definitely check out if you're in the market for a compact sedan. It's bye for now, and hope to see you soon.